What's up guys, Jesse here today, and we're finally going to be looking at one of my favorite guns to shoot. It's one of my favorite guns in my collection as well. Let's get this out of the way here. I don't want this obstructing anything. And it's going to be H&K, the Heckler and Koch, Heckler and Koch. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. I pronounce it Heckler and Koch. So it's the H&K P30L. We have it here in its case, and as you can see, it is the P30L V1. V1 with two 10-round magazines, because unfortunately I live in a state where it is 10 rounds. Magazine cap. So here we go. We have that case. We just flip this open here, and here we have all the instructions and the goodies. We got the key there for the trigger. I think it's for the spring in the back of the pistol. So this is what we get. We have the pistol. We have a speed loader. We get multiple back straps for customizability. All right. So this is the small. This is the large back strap. You can customize it however you want to fit your hand. I really haven't messed with it. I do feel like out of the box it was good. It was medium sized. Also have these side panels here. You can do that. You can customize that how you want. These are the small ones. And then we have the large ones. Okay. We also have an extra mag. Again, 10 round mag. And we have the gorgeous pistol. You can see we are empty. Real quick, we have the paddle release. So we'll get that out the way so we could talk about the gun. Give me one sec here. Alright guys, so like I said, this is the HK P30L. The L just means it is just a half, I think it's a half inch. The barrel is just a half inch longer. Again, chambered in 9mm. We got some nice rear sights there. I think these are night sights. I kind of wish it was blacked out rear with either, a decent night sight or a tritium, but this is really good. We do have a long slide lock and slide release as well. Again, we have the paddles here for the magazine. That's how I like to do it. Again, it fits really well in my hand. All right, we have a large stainless steel frame, polymer grip, a curved trigger, smooth pistol. Like I showed you, the back straps are interchangeable, as also the side plates. The tool is for right here. I'm not sure you can see that. Once you do that, you're able to, I think you're able to mess with the spring for the hammer, just to be able to get some things. If you want to change out the hammer spring for a much lighter trigger. So this is the version 1. The version 1 does not have a decocker in the back, nor does it have a manual safety, as you can see. The reason is because this is the LEM trigger, which I believe stands for Law Enforcement Modification or Law Enforcement Model, whichever one that may stand for. I believe is the modification. So it's the LEM trigger, which means is when you pull the trigger first time, and again we are empty, you get that take up, and then it's a short reset, but when you see it, that's all you get. And it's the same weighted trigger. I believe H&K says it's about probably like 5.5 to 6 pounds for the trigger. The other models, I should say, of the H&K come with a single action, double action. So the trigger pull is a little bit heavier on the first pull, and then after it cocks back, that's when you get the good crisp single action trigger. So a little bit about the gun. You do have the two variants. Obviously, you have the P30L. In the V1, the V3 is the double action, single action with a decocker in the back right here. And you do have the S models, which are safety. And then you have the P30S, which is just the regular P30 standard size with the thumb safety, and that is only available in the V3, which means it does have the decocker in the back. I believe you can get the P30 in the LEM as well, and I believe even the P30SK, which is their subcompact model, can also be V3. Obviously safety, I'm not too sure if it has the if it has the model, but again, this is chambered in 9mm. It is my favorite gun to take to the range. I absolutely love it. I shoot well with it. This is probably my most accurate shooting pistol. You know, H&K does phenomenal job. Phenomenal job. This obviously is probably most famous for being in the John Wick movies. Well, the first movie. This is his weapon of choice with that honking compensator you see in the front. So normally, I believe that these would be either 15 to 18 round mags, but again, I live in a state where that is not allowed. So I have to deal with the 10 round mags that you see here. Which, not too bad, right? If you want to take it to the range, have some fun, buy some multiple mags, and you just mess around and start shooting. So luckily, you know, they do have a lot of options for that. This is a little bit customizable. They do on, you know, hkparts.net or I think it's .com have a bunch of attachments. You get like the rail mounted compensators. You can get different triggers. You get a gray guns trigger or Landon tactical, right? They do some custom work. You get a magwell as well if you want to just, you know, spruce this up a bit. So a little bit of info on the gun. Obviously, we talked about the back straps, the side panels that you can customize. They do offer, I think, longer or more protruding paddles, I should say, for the mag release. So it's corrosion-proofed fiber reinforced polymer frame, which is pretty, you know, again, it's pretty comfortable, and it's kind of balanced in the right way. I don't know how to describe it. Like, a lot of guns will be either top heavy or they'll look like they should be sturdy, and it's really cheap feeling. But this is really sturdy. You know, fits good in the hand. You know, I really want to take you guys to the range with me one day, and so you guys, you know, can see how I shoot. So we got the ambidextrous side levers. There are 2 sizes available. I think obviously this is just the common one. They do have a small one. I believe they call it the shorty. So it's a little bit shorter, which is good. That is the one complaint I have. And I've also read as well that the other side, the right hand side, is a little loose. You know, I've read that that's a common problem with this. Is probably the only problem from my understanding and from my experience. Again, it's just an amazing gun. Look at that. Of course, we got the Picatinny rail here for any flashlights. When I have, you know, any lights or any other attachments, like again, you know, HK does offer their own rail mounted compensator. I have a few of those. They have some match weights on there. Oops. It's gonna have it kind of knocked down my other stuff I have over there. But yeah, man, it's just a great gun. Not much more needs to be said about this beauty. You know, it fits well in my hand. Very ergonomic. Feels comfortable. I was thinking about messing with the back straps, putting the large one on there, just so it could fit my hand. I'm also thinking about getting the 40 Smith & Wesson version and carrying that a bit as well. I think I spoke about that on my M&P 40 video that I have there. I am thinking about getting that. If anyone has carried this, you know, for EDC, please let me know. You know, what do you think? How does it feel? How comfortable are you with it? I think, you know, I think I can conceal this pretty well. I'm a rather large guy, so I don't think I'll have an issue concealing it, especially if you have the proper setup with the proper holster. You know, that serves wonders. Let's just give me one moment and keep on talking. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry, I had to check something out real quick, and I also wanted to check check. So this, I believe the slide finish is called, if I'm reading it correctly, it is called their corrosion resistant hostile environment blue finish. I'm sorry, man, this thing is something short of gorgeous, you know. Really, really well done. I do, speaking of, you know, when talking about the customization options, I do have something lined up. You know, I want to get a video of this and, you know, showing off how gorgeous it is, you know, before I shot that video, because I wanted to wait and make sure and test it off camera to make sure that everything is great with it before I bring it on the video and show what the gun is, you know, looks like. Let's do a quick breakdown of this gun and how to field strip. So you want to do, right, you want to rack the slide all the way back. See your slide release on both sides as it is ambi. There's a pin right there. Right, you want to make sure that this first square kind of matches up right there, and you want to pull the pin, push the pin, I'm sorry, all the way through. Right, let's get this side right here. Right, as you can see, when you see red, that's when you let go, and you don't have to pull the trigger. You're just able to slide it off, just like that. Right, and this is something that kind of, you know, HK is kind of known for, and is their recoil reduction system. It's really good, which allows this gun to shoot relatively flat, in my opinion. Again, this is my most accurate gun. This, you know, the gun I'm most accurate with, the gun that a lot of people enjoy shooting. I have said in previous videos that, you know, my family, my wife, my cousin, my best friend, they all pretty much enjoyed shooting the Canic. Once they, you know, once they get this in hand, to them they feel the recoil more. Maybe because it's a, you know, it is a heavier gun. But with that being said, it's probably, you know, my most accurate pistol that I have, or I feel more accurate with, I should say. Then of course recoil spring, you just bring down, and then this is how you remove your barrel. Right? You remove it and you're good for cleaning. Now there is a notch where this will go. Gotta make sure that that's lined up good. And again, just make sure you're lining up, you know, your frame. It's hard to do this on camera. All right, yeah. You want to line it up so it's on there, and then I just like to go all the way where the square lines up, right? And you push it all the way back in, right? Make sure it's in, and then you're good to go. So that's my quick and short review of the HK P30L chambered in 9mm John Wick's gun from the first movie, the Baba Yaga himself. You know, you guys let me know what do you think in the comments below. Have you shot this bad boy? What's your experience with it? Do you like it? Are you a fan of H&K? Are you a fan of full-size guns? Or are you a fan of, let me make one in here. Are you a fan of micro compacts? Right? What are you a fan of? What do you carry? Have you ever carried this? Let me sound off in the comments. Let me know, because I am thinking about EDCing this bad boy, or the 40 Smith & Wesson version, I should say, when I pick that up. So again, guys, it's Jesse. Thank you guys for stopping by. Like, subscribe if you want to. But above all else, stay safe and be protected. Take care.